What is going on, everyone? My name's Boy, and I'm back with this accent for some reason. And this is Age of Mythology, and it's action! Spawning at the bottom of the map in the red color playing as Hades. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Thor. His name is Suppe. The map is Anatolia. And this has been it's been a crazy series so far. Kimo won the first two games pretty convincingly, to be honest. Obviously, Suppe had some nice chances in that second game, but couldn't quite make it work. But then Suppe just demolished Kimo in the following two games. It wasn't even close. So Suppe turned it on. Obviously, needed 2 games to warm up. Now we got this third game, Anatolia for Suppe. Of all of the water maps, this is the second best one for Thor. The best being Midgard, obviously. Anatolia, the second best, and Mediterranean is definitely the worst Thor map. Possibly the worst Thor map, period. But this is not a bad map for Thor. It's just not the best. So we'll see how he goes. The big problem for, actually, if you keep your gold mine here, you can go for 2 town center plays. And not worry about the middle gold mine for a little bit. But the big problem generally for Thor players is securing the middle of the map. And most of the timings that Thor likes to hit are after 6,000 gold. In that you can grab the middle gold. So you kind of do have to at least secure 1 gold mine. Hades, on the other hand, loves securing the middle of the map here. Lots of HP on the buildings, a fortress in the middle of the map, plus all the other buildings, strong units and all the other good stuff. Plus on top of that, Greek are fairly decent at Anatolia, given that they can hit the 5:15 advance time with all 18 fishing ships. It's somewhere between 5:15 and 5:30, depending on who you ask and all the other stuff. So we'll see what happens here, but I do like Greek on Anatolia. Especially in this matchup as well. So we'll see how Kimo goes. Oh, unfortunately, his villager here is having a little bit of an issue getting to the storehouse. You can see she wants to be in the storehouse. She wants to put the wood in there, but now he wants to put the wood in there as well. And they both are just standing here, just saying, guys, we can't. Why don't we put the wood in the storehouse? Oh, I'll do it. I'll show you how it's done. And now he's still like, yeah, but I'd love to put my wood in the storehouse, but I can't. And now this village is also like, can I put my wood in the storehouse? Nah, don't do it. And now we're going back to this same situation, even after Kimo's decided that he would like to put some wood in the storehouse himself, but it's just not happening. And he's still sitting here with this wood in his hands, and he's like, dude, this wood is heavy. How am I going to continue to hold on to this wood when it should be in the storehouse? And instead of doing so, I'm just going to stand. Oh, there we go. I put the wood in the storehouse. Okay, fantastic. We can move on. Alrighty. Now, we do see some raids over here from Suppe, the Catascopus. Deciding to not engage too much with the Skraeling, because the Skraeling is an aggressive unit here with a little bit more damage than him, and he's deciding to run away. And that's life. But this does mean that Kimo is going to be very short on wood after that fiasco that was happening down here. He does drop the temple. He's not throwing down a dock over here. He does see a double dock on this side of the map here, and this is the other side of the map. This villager has, he's been on a journey. He's seen things. And he's constructed a dock in enemy lands, in enemy territory. Suppe knows about it as well. This is not a hidden dock by any stretch, but he may be able to steal some fish. He may be able to steal some fish. Kimo throws down. Well, he hasn't even thrown down a second dock over here. And he needs to just keep building these fishing ships down this way. As it's looking like Suppe is not going for the fish on this side. And we do see he's checking it out with the fishing ship here. Nice play from Kimo. Ares is the god of choice, but it's very late from Kimo. Oh, is it late? I mean, it's not that it's late. It's just that he doesn't have that many fishing ship out there. And Suppe, on the other hand, he's on his way through Freya, also very, very late as well. I'm not sure if that was to plan here with only 12 fishing ship. We see another dock coming down for Kimo. This is almost reminiscent of the way that AOM King would play on Midgard. I remember watching his games and thinking he was such a genius by trying to put up a dock right next to his opponent's dock so there's no defender's advantage or anything like that. And then he comes in and hits it with Hoplite afterward. Obviously, that was with Zeus and on Nilla, but it was still very, very good nonetheless. And it's looking like these Ulfsark are going to be able to take down the villager here before the dock goes up. It's 1989. 1989. It's not able to get up. Kimo hits the classical age through Ares, but he's missed this dock. He's spamming trireme up at the top of the map as well. We'll see. More docks coming down this side for Kimo. Suppe not bothering at all with it. And there's the Ares, the Pestilence, but honestly, that does next to nothing here. There's the villager coming in. Going to be able to finish this dock up. Cyclops coming in as well. I love this micro onto the Cyclops. The villager does manage to get there. As the Cyclops is making his way over onto this Ulfsark, going to be able to pick him up. Does manage to pick him up. And he's going to be throwing that Ulfsark to his death. Smack. Now the Hursa and the Cyclops dueling it out here. Obviously the Hursa slightly stronger, but there is a trireme here ready to help out. And that does mean that Suppe has to pull back. Nice play. But Kimo, while this is all going on, he should be happily fishing this up, and he does not need to overcommit onto this water at all. And the Hursa does fall there. Another dock coming down. Another 2 docks for Kimo coming down as he's trying to force Suppe into something over here. I wonder if Suppe's got something else in his mind right now to go for. He's throwing the forest fire down. Picks off 1 villager. Only 1. The forest fire is probably not even going to pick off the storehouse. Not that it matters. But the Sentinels is up. The villagers turning around, fighting the Valkyrie, fending it off. And now another villager is here, trying to get this one up. We see the longboats trying to prevent it. Picks off 1 villager. Another villager comes in. The longboats pick it off very, very fast. 2 villagers fall, but the dock does get up. It's a nice play from Kimo to get it up, but nice to play from Suppe to pick off the villagers as well. And Kimo still hasn't finished his fish over here. Whenever you find yourself in these situations where you've got the bottom fish all to yourself, you shouldn't be worried about pushing off or forcing your opponent to commit to this water instantly. You should be getting your fish here first and then doing it, because you've already got an advantage up here. You've already got an advantage down here. So why not push the advantage more into your side instead of wasting other stuff? But it looks like he is getting the fishing ship out, but it's just a little bit slow. Suppe, on the other hand, no second town center, is throwing up longhouses and making raiding cavalry, throwing down the houses as well. A little bit supply blocks, making Valkyrie here. A little bit surprised to not see just a simple heroic age here from Suppe, given that he's got the chance to do so. Getting a nice early heroic age, having relatively safe water is really good for Norse, because you can get the Hillfort out, make the Huskarl to deal with the Toxotes, and feel really good about yourself. Now Kimo, on the other hand, his economy is struggling just a little bit here. He needs more villages on gold. That's all I'm going to say. But he does pop the trireme out, picking off a bunch of these fishing ship. Suppe's not going to be happy about that one. He does have a couple of docks here that are going to help his cause. This dock from Kimo doesn't have anything inside of it. So Suppe's kind of got all the advantage here. Though the unit's still trying to take down this dock, but they're not able to do so. Now Kimo has sort of secured this portion of the water. That's 6 fishing spots that Suppe's not going to have, which is very, very good. And now we do see the trireme pushing Suppe back here, doing all the good stuff. One house is up for Kimo. 67 population to Suppe's 96. It's a big advantage for Suppe. I'd love to see these raiders go and do some raiding. It's in the name. Go and do it. The trireme can actually take down these docks so fast. Look at the HP difference. 1280 to 2000. I don't even think that this gives that much. It's only 400 more. This is dock. This dock is unnecessarily weak. Just saying. Unnecessarily. But it is what it is. Thank you for the raid, Dragon. Hope your games were going well. Welcome all the Dragon viewers. Now going to be seeing Kimo cleaning up this water, but I guess that the question you have to ask at this point is, does Suppe care? He's got the units out. All he needs to do is get some damage done. He picks off a bunch of villages here. Imagine if he had forest fire. If he picks off a bunch of villages here, is this going to be spotted? Will the sentinels hit this? Will Kimo notice it is the question. Oh, he's going to turn on to the one villager here, obviously. The guaranteed damage. Very, very important. He's going to be ignoring it. Swinging around. We see a bunch of villagers retreating. As the police are driving past my house. Whether or not you can hear it or not, I do not know. And you see the raiders coming in. Hitting these villagers. Every villager you kill is really important because you're losing so much economy to your opponent who's got all of this. Does he have Persine? Yes, so his economy is huge. Kimo is ridiculously far in front of Suppe's now. But Suppe is going Bragi. Are we going to see exactly the same result as last game through Bragi here? Getting out the flaming weapons. Putting the damage down. The raiders coming in. There's no real units here. Does Suppe make some longboats here and then try and get value on the water out of flaming weapons as well? Looks like he does not. See another longhouse coming down for Suppe. I don't mind like transitioning into just throwing Axeman Huskal here either. Really, really strong unit composition against the classical age Greek players. As soon as the Paspers come out, obviously the Paspers start winning that fight, but before then, it works very, very nicely for the Norse players. So we'll see if that's what Suppe is going to be doing. Obviously throwing down all of the longhouses. He's got very few amount of villages on wood right now. In fact, he's going over onto this deer instead of massing villages on wood, which I do put a big question mark under. Does he have the Dwarven Gold Mine? He still has Dwarven Gold Mine, so he doesn't have to move forward. He can just cast that one there in his base and be completely fine here. More longhouses coming down for Suppe, whatever it is. Now the raiders coming in, sniping a villager here. Yet again, so much population on the water here for Kimo as he's trying to take down the final dock. See more military buildings coming down for Kimo. Battle ball is here. 2 battle balls are here. There's a potential 3rd battle ball, and even a 4th battle ball could come out. That's a lot. That's a lot of myth units for Suppe to push in with. And this is looking almost reminiscent of the ideas that I shared with Loki the other day on Mediterranean. We'll see if this works with Thor. I don't see why. Well, I mean, I don't see why it would be as strong, but it's definitely not a bad idea. Just push in here and just kill everything. The only thing I would have liked to see differently here is instead of the raiding cavalry, just transition into Huskal throwing axemen. He didn't go for it. And the only reason you do that is because the unit composition is strong and the resources gather faster. Because wood and gold gather faster than food. Well, the throwing axemen and everything able to take down these military buildings. A bunch of military buildings getting thrown down by Kimo as this is happening. We do see an armory for Kimo. Is he going to the next stage? He is. He's decided to go through Aphrodite to slow this one down. So we'll see if Suppe can hit this timing to prevent the heroic age of Kimo from coming in. But I don't know if it matters here. He's just sniping so many villages as this is going on. So it's not even like Kimo's got all this extra economy on the water, but he's on the land. He's just losing it all. There's the Dwarven Gold Mine in the base here for Suppe as well. So no delay in gold income for Suppe. 93 population for Kimo to 115 for Suppe. We see that we're getting a quarry coming through as well. Just ridiculous amounts of damage here onto Kimo's economy. Even more villagers dying as Kimo's just like, oh, I don't care about my villagers. You just have them. I don't care. These battle ball doing absolute work here as well. 4 battle ball out now, and Suppe's still got more favor in the bank. Obviously, just not enough gold here to produce more of them. And the Aphrodite are just about to hit here for Kimo. but no gold in the bank at all. He can build a market, sell food, and be okay there if he wants. And there's the market. I imagine that's what he's going to do. And we are seeing Suppe deciding to retreat at this point. The problem with the army that Suppe has constructed here is he can't build stuff very fast because it's just raining cavalry. If he had the hostile throwing axeman, he could be making a town center now. He could be making more hill forts. He could be controlling the middle of the map, doing all of that good stuff. But at this point, he's just kind of got nothing to do with these raiders. There's not a lot he can do, but we'll see. And now Suppe retreating. We do see an Achilles here. The battle ball going for some scouting. Does see this over here. Kimo selling 1,000 food there. 1,000 food and just training units like a crazy man. He's actually fishing from everywhere. I really like that play from Kimo, to be honest. Because he lost so many villages, just spam out all the fishing ships. And it's like you almost haven't lost any. In fact, if we check the post game quickly and look at the economy, look at the civilian units here. It's actually really, really even though Kimo's lost so many. So in terms of economy, Kimo is actually relevant here. But in terms of military, he has lost a lot of resources. Does manage to get a couple of battle board snipes though as the Achilles comes out. Now we do see Suppe going for this town center. No need to take this too quickly. Yes, there's 2 gold mines left here. You definitely don't want to allow this town center to go up. That's pretty bold of you, Suppe. And we do see he has noticed it, so he's going to be moving in, preventing this one from going up. And he can surround the army here as well if he wants to. He's got flaming weapons. He still has flaming weapons. But obviously saving that for maybe like Ragnarok's not a bad idea. There's the flaming weapons. The raiding cavalry going to town here. The town center does get denied. Kimo more than happy to continue fighting here. Did he use curse? He has used curse. The throwing axeman coming in here as well. But a little bit late, and Suppe sort of not with enough units here. The throwing axeman will really help. There's the hill fort finally for Suppe, so he can start making those dreaded Huskal. But he does manage to win that fight ever so barely there. Now the battle ball coming in and bash those throwing axemen. Unfortunately, they sort of bash them away, and we don't really want that. But the throwing axemen are doing a lot of damage. Suppe sitting at full population here, and he wants to go mythic age, as it seems. Does he have a market? He has no market though, so he's not going to be able to go mythic age even with those resources. Wouldn't have minded like an early tier here as well after all the damage is done, just to really reinforce it. Kimo on the other hand, still probably trying to trade some food or something like that. Doesn't get a lot for it anymore, but not bad. And now Suppe retreating back. Hill fort almost up, a little bit slow. More buildings coming down. There's the market for Suppe. So raiders coming in trying to get us around, get some snipes. Heavy raiders so very, very strong here. And Suppe actually not with enough gold to advance anymore. He is moving all of his villages forward, so he'll have that gold very, very fast. And now the hill fort's up. That might mean that Kimo needs to retreat here. I wonder if he will or not. There's the hill fort. There's the Huskal getting built. Medium infantry comes through for Suppe. Market is up. Love to see a trade route started. Or simply just go to the next age as well. As a perfectly fine and reasonable response to the situation. Bunch of raiding cavalry getting built. Surprised to see not more throwing axemen, to be honest. Like throwing axemen for the forward longhouses and raiding cavalry from the back one wouldn't have been a bad idea, I guess. They're not doing it just yet. So we'll see what god Suppe wants to go for. The risk or the risk. He's going for Balder. He's going for Balder. Wants to finish this game off with a gold staff, obviously. This gold mine will be expired. And the army of Kimo moving forward, trying to take down this location here. Lots of resources in the bank for Kimo. However, only 1,000 gold left on this location here. What I would love to see as well from Suppe, get some portable rams. Get some portable rams and get that upgrade. Dwarven Auger straight away. and then win the game. We'll see how he goes. And the second hill fort is on the way for Suppe. Kimo desperately trying to defend against it. The raiding cavalry coming in, pushing these units back. Obviously, Suppe does not want to fight here, but he still wants the hill fort up, so he's willing to lose a little bit of HP or units to fight this one while this hill fort goes up, turns around, gets a lot of damage done. The hill forts do so much damage here from back, and now Kimo is still sitting in his base here. These fishing ships left sitting here probably would have just, that's 5 population there. Just keep that in mind. How's the armory upgrades coming along? They're actually pretty good. For Suppe, another temple coming up. That's for Fire Giant to get built straight away. Now the question here is how much gold we have left. Kimo's got 500 gold left in this gold mine. I don't think that that's enough to defend against the Balder, against the Ragnarok. Suppe hits Balder here. He's building farms up. There is no desperate need to cast Ragnarok just yet. We'll see what he wants to do. He's just happily just trading here. Do we see Kimo going through? Kimo is going through Artemis here. Artemis is the god of choice, but killing off these hill forts does nothing because the army just so very, very strong here for Suppe. He's just completely tearing through Kimo's army as Kimo's sitting at 113 population to Suppe's 130 population here. This is just too much Thor army strength in this game as he has just destroyed everything here. And he's pushing in, and there's the Artemis for Kimo, but the earthquake on this location not going to be that useful here. Fire Giants here as well, just spamming them out. Going to be so difficult to deal with, but there is a Perseus in Kimo in the 19th minute, the 30th second, and the 34th second does decide to tab out in this game. GG. Well played by Suppe here. What a clean victory. Just sort of sacrificing the water in some way, but just the amount of damage dealt to the economy of Kimo allowed Suppe to get so far ahead on the tech. Having the heavy units meant that he could just win the fights completely, and then beyond that, the Balder hit there and the Fire Giants coming through was more than enough to quash Kimo, who just could not get more gold out. GG, well played by Suppe. Thor confirmed tier 1 god now. My name's Boyd. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.